11 months after 5-year-old Jesse Shockley disappeared, the little girl's mother, Jerice Hunter, has been arrested. And this morning, Hunter is sitting behind bars at the 4th Avenue prison. Jerice Hunter stood motionless as she made her first court appearance in front of a judge. A grand jury indicted Hunter on murder and child abuse charges stemming from her daughter's mysterious disappearance last October. Well, after a lengthy investigation and a search for Jesse in a landfill, her body is still missing. A couple of weeks after that little girl was reported missing, Hunter became the main focus of that investigation, but they never accused the mother of murder until yesterday. Now, since Shockley disappeared, Hunter moved out of Glendale to Mesa. Her bond has been set at $500,000.
And in cases like this, the biggest concern for many is how a conviction can actually be made without the evidence of a body. That's why we're joined this morning by Jason Lamm. He is a criminal defense attorney, and although you're not working on this particular case, let's talk about some of the challenges for prosecutors.
Well, prosecutors spent a lot of time putting this case together because of the high-profile nature, because we have a child involved in the complexities. They wanted to dot their I's and cross all their T's, and they've been very, very tight-lipped. Yesterday, police and prosecutors announced the indictment by a grand jury and the arrest of Jerice Hunter, but they haven't really told us a whole lot about what they've actually got on her, just that the grand jury found probable cause on the murder and child abuse charges.
And one of the difficulties could be in prosecuting this case without a body. I want to play a bite by Maricopa County Attorney Bill Montgomery. Well, in that, he has mentioned that recently they tried a case, the Jamie Leidy case, where her boyfriend and a former personal trainer was found guilty on murder charges, even though her body was never located. What is the difficulty in trying to get a conviction without a body?
Well, you need to build your case to show that the defendant, in this case Jerice Hunter, actually caused the death of her daughter, but you're not going to have the body to show how the death happened in terms of the mechanism or cause of injury. You won't have an autopsy. So what they need to do is build the case with other evidence. For example, if Jerice Hunter made statements to other people, that's the kind of thing they'll get into. As we all know, she's been previously convicted of child abuse in California, and she did prison time for that. They're going to look at those facts and circumstances and circumstantially piece the case together like a big puzzle. And ultimately, it seems like they put those pieces together to at least get to the grand jury and move forward.
Well, part of the reason I want to ask you this, because yesterday when the news broke, kept looking at Twitter and looking at some of these reports, trying to figure out, if there were any sort of clues that they might be releasing as to why she was rearrested and now behind bars. And I know you can't speculate because you're not part of this case, but would it be witness testimony and things like this that would be enough evidence to put her back where she is now?
Kaylee, it could be all sorts of things, because we know that a witness saw Jesse looking like a zombie, looking severely physically abused. That's eyewitness testimony. We know that the closet that she was basically held prisoner in smelled like death, and we know that police took physical and biological evidence out of there. But the fact of the matter is, it's really, really hard for people to keep their mouths shut for an extended period of time. We know that that body was dumped in Tempe. Someone helped her take the body to Tempe. Maybe police had that person wear a wire. Who knows? Again, I'm just speculating, but there's all sorts of possibilities. But those details will come out in the police reports that I'm sure you'll be getting in the coming weeks.
What's interesting, what I found interesting is, talk to us about grand jury indictment, because that's a whole lot different than just a regular arrest and charges.
And you're right, because police can arrest someone on charges. We hear stories every day that the police make a determination that there's probable cause to arrest someone on a given criminal charge or charges. But when you go to the grand jury, that's somewhere between 9 and 16 people in the community who are on jury duty, albeit grand jury duty. They hear evidence from the prosecutor, and it is a one-side presentation, and with that they make a determination if there is probable cause, some evidence to believe that a crime may have been committed, and that the person who's the subject of the investigation may be the person who did it. Now, the only thing to clarify is that's not guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. In fact, that's nowhere near guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. It's a much lower standard. And in fairness, there's an old saying that a grand jury will indict a ham sandwich. So prosecutors are going to have to do a whole lot better if they're going to get guilty verdicts, but apparently they feel that they've got the evidence to do that.
All right, Jason Lamm, thank you for your time and your insight. We appreciate it.